Hi, my name is Rico Figliolini. I'm host of Peachtree Corners Live podcast and the Ed Hour and a few other shows that we do on the podcast show for Peachtree Corners in Gwinnett County here in Metro Atlanta. And today, this weekend, Saturday, I'm visiting at the Anime Weekend Atlanta, which is, I was here last year. This is a phenomenal, some people call it Geek Weekend, Family Weekend, whatever you want to call it. If you're into anime, mangas, cosplay, gaming even, AMVs, anything you're into along those lines, this is the place to be. My special guest today is Juliet Simmons. I appreciate you being with me. She's a voice actor and more.
Oh, and more. I like that little etc.
Well, it's funny because your bio says Juliet Simmons is a part-time human being. I don't want to go there, but you know. It's okay.
I know, you can tell I wrote it myself. Like, didn't have anyone like specially write this out. I was like, yeah, part-time human.
No, this is good. I like this. It delves into the personality of the individual. Anime hound, shy, quiet college student. You still a college student? You graduated?
Yeah. So I do college part-time, so it takes a long time because I'm doing all this other stuff.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, and this other stuff is actually making money too.
Yeah, so it's actually been paying for my college. So that's a pretty cool thing.
That is, to be able to, and you're loving it, I'm assuming?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I do it for the love of it, and being able to pay for college was just like an awesome bonus.
That is something else.
Yeah.
What are you majoring in?
So I'm majoring in communications right now.
Okay.
I think it's kind of complicated because technically I go to University of Texas, but one of the branches out in the middle of nowhere. So
really?
It's like it's online, so
Okay.
it's fine.
All right. Well, and I have some kids, so I mean, two of them are in
Yeah.
college, one's in middle school, and I can get the feeling. But,
Oh yeah.
So, but you've been fortunate actually, because you've done quite a few things. You've worked you've done characters with Sentai Filmworks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some really big series, no?
Yeah. It was a really, as you say, fortunate experience for me because I happened to grow up and live forever in Houston, and Sentai Filmworks is based out of Houston.
Right.
And just kind of by being in the acting community because of the way my family is, it just so happened that they were like, oh yeah, there's this Sentai dubbing thing, and I was like, are you serious? So yeah, it's been really great.
So I'm always curious about that, where the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What do your parents do? What are they,
So my parents are kind of funny. They actually grew up, they came from Panama, Central America, and it's strange because they both majored in musical theater, or at least they wanted to, but my dad went on and got accounting and all that, but they met through musical theater and choir and all that, so here I am.
Cool. And what you actually won from, I think it's the
yeah, that was surprising.
2016 Best Vocal.
Yeah.
What series was that for? Or was that overall?
That's a good question. What does it say? I'm like, I vaguely remember.
Yeah. The BTVA Awards 2015
Yeah.
for Best Female Lead Vocal Performance in an
Yeah.
anime movie.
Oh,
Does
that
it
was...
say which anime movie?
It doesn't say. Yeah, so that was for Aura. Long title after that. And that was probably, I would say this. It was an anime movie that I had never actually gotten a very big part before.
Okay.
And I think they took a chance on me. The director was David Wald. He was another voice actor, and he was like, so I hear you like anime. I'm like, that's why I'm here. And yeah, the anime or the movie was about a girl who's really into kind of the fantasy realm.
Right.
To where she makes up, this whole persona, and I was like, I feel like y'all are stereotyping me a little bit, but that's fine.
So when you were a little kid, were you always fantasizing? Were you creating your own stories in your head?
So yeah, I was a pretty solitary kid because I was kind of born 4 years after my, other siblings, and I spent literally. It was either watching TV or I would pull out the box sets of anime that we had received from relatives, and my siblings were super into anime, so I don't remember a time not watching it. So
So you grew up with it, really?
Oh yeah, I grew up with musical theater and anime. Wow. So I was like, cool.
And it's almost hand in hand. Right?
I know. I was like, whoa, this works out.
You also were, you appeared in national TV, Cartoon Network's Toonami.
Yeah,
and
that
series,
was crazy.
Nah, I love that series. That was a great series.
Yeah.
Akame Ga Kill.
Yes, Akame Ga Kill.
And you were Kurome?
Yes, I was Kurome. She was one of the villains. She was the main character, Akame's little sister. And it's really crazy because I was a huge fan of Toonami. Growing up, that was all I watched. And so, when it came back, I freaked out. When they announced I was going to be in an anime on it, I freaked out.
Wow, that must have been something. I can't even imagine how that feels.
I was I wasn't even in town when I heard about it. I was like, what? So it was really great.
So and my kids watch Toonami, and they've introduced me to anime, so I binge that stuff.
Oh yeah.
We're on Crunchyroll. We're on Funimation.
Yeah, all the streaming services.
Yeah, because you can't get enough on God knows you can't get enough on the TV.
Yeah.
So TV's not even there anymore, really. But you also created a YouTube character, right? Mm-hmm. Or a persona, I should say.
Yes.
JubyPhonic?
Yes. That's it's weird because people think that somehow the two jobs kind of affected each other, but weirdly enough, I grew them both at the same time. And the YouTube thing was something that just happened to take off when I was in high school. I had dropped out of choir. And I was like, I have nothing to do now. And so I'm huge into Vocaloid, if you know.
Explain that. What is it?
So Vocaloid is a Japanese, basically, vocal synthesizer. Okay. What you can do with it is basically the same way that you can synthesize a piano, you can synthesize a human's voice. Okay. And they have, different voice banks, the most popular being Hatsune Miku. She had a tour every year now across America. It's really, really crazy that it's now become more popular, but Vocaloid was just kind of my, hobby, and I was like, I guess I'll do some covers, and I was doing some fun stuff on YouTube, and then suddenly things kind of picked up because I was doing them in English, and
I listened to one of them actually on YouTube. The one that's featured on the featured.
Sand Planet, probably.
Sand Planet. That was it. I thought that was really good. You did really well.
Oh, thank you. I do all the mixing and the lyrics and basically just a lot of it, and it's been really great because now I can also go into dubbing studios and I can learn a bit about kind of audio engineering from them.
Right. So you're multi-talented because I went to your website and you do audio editing and.
I like to do a lot of different things. I don't like to have to rely on other people. So.
Don't blame you.
I know it's easier when you're just doing it all yourself. So yeah.
And you control the quality of it and what you want to do.
Yeah.
So the what's your favorite? We're heading towards the end of the short 15 minutes we have, but what's your favorite character that you've played?
Yes. So it seems kind of obvious for me because it was one of my first main roles ever that they allowed me to do. So it was Chiyo Sakura from Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. I was a huge fan already. I had read the previous mangas by that author. Okay. And when they called me in for the audition, I didn't know that's what we were doing. And I started going off on them where I was like, how dare you not tell me what this was? This is my favorite. And like, I started kind of nerding out. And then they're like, okay, can you do the audition? I was like, okay. So I'm very happy to have been a part of that.
Cool. And when you do those, I've interviewed other voice actors too. Sometimes the English dub, they really want you to be as close as you can to sort of the intent or the feel of the original.
Yes.
Is that the same?
It is. It's kind of a weird like two-way road where it's like you wanna keep with the intent and obviously a lot of the emotional arcs of the character, but at the same time, you know, we kind of want it to be something that's easily accessible to obviously English speakers.
Right.
So it's kind of a weird in between, yeah.
Okay.
But I completely respect and love the Japanese voice actors, so I'm a nerd.
Are you looking to continue doing voiceovers, or what's your plan, or what would you want to do?
I mean, I feel like there are a lot of options out there for me right now, especially as I'm doing part-time schooling. But I feel like I'm gonna do this for as long as I can, you know. And yeah, I'm just gonna see how long and how far this takes me.
Are your siblings jealous?
Actually, one of them is already a voice actress who was before me, but
okay.
she moved to New York. So Genevieve is if she's jealous, she can stick it.
It runs in the family.
Oh yeah.
That's funny. You, if people want to see, if people actually want to follow you on Instagram, for example, it's JubyPhonic.
Yes, all of my social medias are just different variations on JubyPhonic, but yeah, you can. I'm most active on Twitter. I mostly just am a horrible meme person.
That's right. And JubyPhonic _P, I guess, is the Twitter account.
Is the Twitter, yes.
Okay. And if they want to visit your website, that would be
JulietSimmons.com.
Okay, that's 2 M's. Juliet, Juliet. I appreciate you coming out. You having a good time in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's first time being here, so having a good time.
Have you had a chance to break out of Cobb Galleria, this area?
I want to. I keep on hearing that the aquarium, someone was like, you should see it. Yeah. Yes. So I really want to go and, you know, at least try the food. So yeah, can't wait.
Great. I've been here today with this morning with Juliet Simmons, a voice actor and much more, and part human being, she says. And we're going to have another interview later today. But Anime Weekend is a great event. It's the largest Southeast convention. So thank you for being with me.
Thank you, Pat.